All right, California anglers, big week with lots of creeks planting trout and lots of areas kicking off or continuing their catfish plants. So let's get into it. Starting in NorCal, all the way near the Oregon border, we start with Cave Lake. And as we move down, we got Reservoir F, Bailey Reservoir, Eagle Lake, Hat Creek, and Burney Creek this week. Shasta Lake just wrapped up their tournament and are following up with another set of trout plants this week. Over on the eastern side of Shasta Lake, we've got plants scheduled at Ewing Gulch Reservoir and Ruth Reservoir this coming week. Lake Almanor continues plants, and Little Grass Valley Reservoir and Graygull Mill Pond are also seeing plants this week. For something closer towards Tahoe, Donner Lake is a solid option, especially if you don't want to mess with all that pre-summer traffic. As you hit these lakes in the pre-summer season, something you need to keep in your tackle box are these motivation baits by Made Baits. I'm not going to get into color theory, but in muddy waters or darker areas, these never disappoint. You can cast them, and they're perfect for all these plants in the creeks, but we always seem to do well trolling these behind some flashers. As we head closer towards the Bay Area, we saw 1,000 pounds of lightning trout at Party and 3,000 pounds of lightning at Lake Comanche last week, and Los Vaqueros just received 2,000 pounds of catfish. Really good stuff out there. The East Bay parks are transitioning to catfish plants, so keep an eye on those next. Moving down to Central California and towards Mammoth, we'll be seeing plants at Grant Lake and Silver Lake as they're getting plants this week, and Convict Lake is scheduled for plants as well. Over in the lower elevation areas, you've got plants at Nelder Creek, Willow Creek, and multiple spots on Chiquito Creek. Rock Creek and Fish Creek are also seeing plants this week if you want to hike and fish. As you can see, the creek plants are really picking up this week. Tamarack Creek, Shaver Lake, and Dinky Creek are all on the list, and Kings River is getting plants too. Through the Sierras, you've got plants at 3 areas of Bishop Creek. Going down 395, you've got creek plants all over. You'll see plants at Baker Creek, Big Pine Creek, Tinnamaha Creek, Taboose Creek, Goodale Creek, Independence Creek, Sims Creek, Georges Creek, and Tuttle Creek. On the west side, we'll be seeing plants at 3 different sections of Tool River, 2 sections of Peppermint Creek, Nobe Young Creek, and sections 4, 5, and 6 of the Kern River. And finally, in SoCal, in the Santa Barbara area, Reyes Creek is getting trout plants this week. Taking a look at SoCal as a whole, you can definitely see more and more catfish plants coming in. Down in the high desert, Hesperia Lake planted 1,000 pounds of catfish last week. And next week, the San Bernardino parks like Glen Helen, Yucaipa, and Cucamonga Guasti will kick off catfish plants. In the OC area, Irvine Lake, Tri-City Lake, and Miles Square Park Lake are set for catfish plants next week. And if you need something now, Santa Ana River Lake's just got a motherload of catfish. Over in the hills, mountain lakes are scheduled for more trout plants. Lake Gregory is getting 1,000 pounds of trout this week. Green Valley Lake, Arrow Bear, and Jenks Lake are continuing to see trout plants this week as well. Further south, Lake Fulmore and Lake Hemet continue trout plants this week. As we approach San Diego, Lake Wolford is getting 750 pounds of catfish this week. Santee Lakes planted 1,000 pounds of catfish last week, and Lake Jennings is set to get 1,500 pounds of catfish next week. At the very south, Moreno Reservoir continues with trout plants this week. You can find the full map and details at californiafishplants.com, and we've added red dot notifications for newly planted or unannounced plants so you never miss the freshest updates. Tight lines, and we'll catch you all next week.